What's up guys, it's your boy Jeff. Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be doing a high fade. Make sure you stay tuned to the whole haircut. This is how the haircut is gonna look after. One more time, before and after. Let's get it. Number 4 guard lever open, and this is what we're gonna use on the top part. It's gonna be a buzz cut, a high fade on a buzz cut. So make sure you go as many times you need to remove all that top part. You're gonna have some hair sticking out even when you pass it twice, 3 times already. So just keep going until you have the desired length. No guard lever close. We're gonna start on the front area where the C-cup ends, and we're gonna go ahead and create a baseline, slowly moving towards the back. This is where the C-cup ends, so this is where I'm gonna start on the other side, slowly reaching for that baseline on the back to leave a symmetrical look on both sides. Without any type of guard lever open, we're gonna go a finger up, and this is how we're gonna create our first guideline. You're gonna start as a thin line and slowly it's gonna make it thicker while you get to the back. No way thicker, just a little bit thicker, just because the back area is a little bit harder to blend. But yeah, use those consistent flicking motion that I'm showing right now to have a nice setup first guideline. Now using number 1 guard lever open, we're gonna go another finger up, and this is how we're gonna create our second guideline. Same thing, it starts as a thin line, slowly make it a little bit thicker while you reach to the back and use that consistent flicking motion. Now that we have created the first and second guideline, we're gonna have only 2 lines to erase, and these are the only lines that we're gonna have to erase to the cut. We're gonna start with a 0.5 guard, halfway open, halfway closed. Basically set up that lever in the middle and go ahead and soften the top line using the corners of the clipper and a flicking motion. Once you have done that, close the lever all the way and use the flicking motion and the corners of the clipper to finish erasing that top line. And guys, this is what you're gonna have to do all around to erase this top line. You're gonna have to use the lever halfway closed, put it in the middle, soften that line. Once you have softened it, go ahead and close the lever all the way and use the flicking motion and the corners of the clipper to finish it up. No guard lever halfway, just like on the last step. We're gonna repeat the process with the line on the bottom. Soften that line first. When you have softened it, close the lever all the way and finish blending that bottom line using the corners and a flicking motion like you're watching me do right now. I just want to remind you guys, once you blend this, you're not gonna have to blend no more lines to the whole cut. 1.5 guard lever open, we're gonna go half a finger up using a lot of flicking motion. Basically what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna fade up without creating any type of additional lines. For the number 2 guard lever open, we're gonna go another half a finger up. We're gonna go ahead and finish blending that fade. Use a lot of flicking motion on it, because like I told you guys, we fading up without creating any type of additional lines. Now that we have done that, we're gonna go ahead and use the trimmer to remove all that bottom layer of hair. This is probably the easiest and most satisfying part of the cut. Once we have done that, we're gonna take the shaver and we're gonna clean all that bottom area pretty good. Make sure you're using a lot of flicking motion like this whenever you're reaching where the baseline was, because you wanna avoid creating those razor lines. Now I'm just gonna line up my client. I'm gonna set a reference point in the middle, which I'm gonna use as my guide to the whole lining. Once I have done that, I'm gonna slowly start moving towards one side, always using my middle as my guide and my example. Once I have done that, I'm gonna go ahead and start moving towards the other side, always using my middle as a guide too. This way I can approach a symmetrical lining. And this is basically how our lining looks without enhancements, but I might just place some because my client asked for it. Remember, this is an optional step. It's really on a client, but if you do decide to go on with it, make sure you don't put too much and make it look nasty. This is how it look after enhancements. Very important guys, keep the area where you're working at pretty clean all the time, 100%. Now we're gonna go ahead and use the razor. This is my favorite part because it really makes the haircut stand out and it gives that crispy look to it. It stretch out the skin and make sure to lubricate it when you have to. Now guys, this is the end result. This is the high fade that we just did together. I hope you like it. I hope you learned something with the video. If you did learn something with the video, please go ahead and hit that likes button. Subscribe. If you didn't quite get some step or something, please let me know down in the comments. I'll be really happy to explain. See you on the next one. Peace.